Welcome to our show tonight. I'm Greg Adamore, your host of Experts of Southern Nevada. We're here every Tuesday morning at 9:30 and 5 p.m. and we invite you to share with us the latest and greatest news stories about real estate, what's happening in Las Vegas market. It's really a live market, changes from week to week. And today I'm delighted to bring in a personal friend and mentor, Kolleen Kelly, who is the current president of NVAR and was just president of the Greater Las Vegas Association of Realtors with about 13,000 or 17,000 members.
Yeah, 17 at our height.
Yeah, and then when you were the corporate broker, when my mother, Frida, and I worked with you at Liberty, and we're doing 15,000 transactions a year, and the 9th biggest company in the United States.
Yes.
So you've looked over quite a few files and kept a lot of us out of trouble.
Yeah, I've seen many things happen in Las Vegas for sure.
Yeah. And recently I know you participated in several committees, and I think we bumped into each other at the Political Affairs Committee. And they were talking about this new margins tax, and a lot of the viewers are going to be seeing and hearing a lot about this in the next coming months because the November election's coming. And I think it's supposedly for education, and we all want to help kids, but I think this is a flawed bill, and you're a lot more educated on the bill. Can you tell the viewers a little bit about what this is all about, the margins tax and business tax?
Yeah, the Nevada Association of Realtors really took a hard look at the initiative and decided to oppose the initiative. And because it's deeply flawed, it causes a lot of hurt and harm to a lot of people out there that it shouldn't. You know, it overcomes the children that they're trying to help.
Yeah, the proponents were saying something like it's going to help raise $715 million at a critical time for the education system. And I know as realtors we've always supported children in education, but there's really no correlation or proof that that money would be allocated to the kids and it would really be applied to getting better results and higher performances. So,
right, and you know, the initiative doesn't guarantee that all that money collected would go to the school district. The legislature could decide to derail it and put it into the general fund, and then we're back to square one again. Yeah,
and I think we're still in a little bit of a kind of a critical area as far as recovery. The housing, after 5 tough years, now people are going back to work, and there's going to be an impact, I think, on employment. If there's more taxes, we're going to probably lose a lot of jobs, and we need jobs.
Well, that and you know, every employer looks at how they can cut expenses, you know, whether it's staffing or income or benefits or whatever it is. Anytime they get an additional tax, certainly that is spread out amongst their clientele or their employees or customers, whoever they're dealing with. So it trickles down to everybody. It touches everybody.
Yeah, so it is bad tax policy, really.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah, I know that some of the, I think it was the AFL-CIO, I was reading John Smith's article today, they are against it. Normally they're very pro, you know, education, but they saw this as a flawed bill.
Well, we have joined a coalition of different organizations in the Las Vegas Valley to oppose this initiative, and that's gaming, mining, Chamber of Commerce, retail clerks, and the AFL-CIO.
So it's going to be some strong opposition, and this is ballot on the November ballot, I understand.
This is on the November ballot.
So our viewers need to be aware to watch for this margins tax, this extra tax on business, because it could cripple our recovery right now. Our economic recovery is still not quite out of the woods. So it sounds like it was sold as a really good program, but now that the system, we've had time to explore it, it looks like it's really flawed.
And just for instance, with John Restrepo, who's a noted economist here in our market, did a study on a real estate company and a construction company. And because of how real estate companies are structured, most of their agents are independent contractors. So all the commissions that flow through the brokerage, even though they go back out to paid back out to the agents, are taxable to the broker. Whereas the construction company has the write-offs of cost of goods sold and their employees, which they employ a number of people in the construction. So real estate company on this, the way it's set up, would pay roughly $140,000 in tax, where with the same amount of gross revenues, the construction company would pay $5,600 in tax. And with real estate companies, for a brokerage, margin is very small for profit.
Yeah, that's true. And this will be question number 3 on the ballot. So people have got to really do their own homework, find out, do your due diligence, find out what this question 3 is, because it has an impact on our economy. And like you said, almost all the way through the system, there seems to be some very serious flaws. And from what I've learned so far, I definitely want to vote against question number 3. However, I think as a body of realtors in our community, and I know you're very active in so many levels, I think it's our position as Association of Realtors that we really support the kids. So we're actually in favor of helping the kids, but I don't think this is the right remedy for the problem.
It's not, and I think it was a knee-jerk reaction on the education side, because the legislature couldn't come together and find a visible means their last session to collect a tax to help them out in their situation. So they did the next best thing and went to an initiative ballot. So they took it and got petition signers, and now it's on the ballot. And should it pass, legislative can't change it for 3 years.
Oh, okay.
So we're stuck with it for 3 years if it does pass.
Okay, and so what can we do to fight this tax? And
well, I'd say, the very best thing is to get out and vote. Be a good citizen, get out and vote. Do your homework, read the bill, talk to the people you have a lot of confidence in, whether it's your pastor or your doctor or whoever you deal with, find out how other people feel about it too. But know that, it's not something that it won't affect every single person here in the Las Vegas Valley.
Yeah, that's true. And I think now we're in a time of recovery here. I think it's good to be aware of it. It's so good that you're active and involved with these affairs and getting the messages out, and somebody's doing the careful reading and finding out the impact that this will have. So, and I guess it's good to see cranes back on the strip again. We're seeing construction, and I know you have some statistics to share today, as do we always. And things are taking off again. It looks like Vegas is coming back.
Commercial market has really perked up considerably. New home builders are back building again, and you see a lot of commercial things going up and being finished. Things that came to an abrupt halt a few years ago are now getting finished, and certainly puts a lot of people back to work. They broke ground on the new arena. Oh, yeah. Which, that's going to put a number of people back to work. So that's a good thing. We're beginning the diversification of Las Vegas, which has been needed for quite some time.
Yeah, the arena, I think it's supposed to be about 20,000, seat about 20,000 people, and it's going to be behind the MGM, just west of Monte Carlo, or just before
it's behind the New York. Between the New York, and the Monte Carlo, I believe.
Yeah, I was noticing that they're going to put a beautiful park. It looked like kind of a Central Park type of atmosphere with all the best restaurants, and it'll be kind of pedestrian friendly where people could come in, and then they can also, there was a little road meandering into it, and we saw the artist rendering of it. It's really going to make the strip a lot more sociable, and people can interact and walk around.
More to do other than just, be inside the casinos all the time, and may extend people's stay a little bit if there's other recreation to do besides just the gaming.
That's right. And we were talking before the camera started rolling about the Edelweiss air coming in from Switzerland and the impact that's going to bring a lot of international, an infusion of international tourism and non-gaming and gaming revenues as well. And they're just opened up, I guess, this week at the new terminal at McCarran. So,
yeah, you'll see a lot of agents within Las Vegas selling to a lot of foreigners. We have a lot of Canadians that come in and purchase here, Europeans, Asians. We have a number of people from all over the world that are certainly interested in buy it within our market.
Yeah, I'm getting a great deal of, just some people from the Philippines are buying a home from me this week. We had some people from Canada that are coming down next week. So the value is here. And I think the Las Vegas, with the diversification of our economy, we've got the motion picture industry, and the convention business is huge, the rodeos, and then we're trying to get sports franchises. And
downtown's perking up. I mean, you've got the whole new downtown center with Zappos and the Lou Ruvo Brain Center that Cleveland Clinic put in, and there's a lot going on downtown. The container park is fantastic. If you haven't been down to see it, it's great.
The Smith Center, went to that finally. Saw my granddaughter perform there, and front row seats. What a beautiful. It's doing more culture. The art district.
Yeah.
There's so much, and then you got the little housing areas for Tony Heisch's group over at Zappos, and it's kind of put in a younger element, I think, down there, and they're making it safer too. They're getting guys on bikes riding around, so it's making it more inviting, I guess, for people worldwide to come here.
Well, we're certainly becoming more of a diverse municipality. You know, we're all kind of spread out for so long now. We're kind of going upward, and we do a lot of vacation rentals and timeshares and upright apartments and different things that we hadn't done. I've been here 37 years, and you know, it's just been in the last 15 that all of that's taken place.
Wow. And then where the Echelon was and where the old Stardust Hotel was, where you're seeing the Genting brothers are getting approved for gaming license, and they're multi-billion-dollar enterprise. They're going to put like I think a 3,000 rooms and casino and maybe a ginormous aquarium and 58 feet tall, and then theaters. And
it's just so nice because you can go to any place in the world. You just walk down the strip. You can be in Paris and Italy, and you know, then with this new one in Asia, and it's SLS at the end of the strip is, you know, they're coming along and going to open up before too long.
That's where the Sahara Hotel used to be?
That's where the Sahara used to be.
Wow, so the whole strip's getting a makeover.
Yeah.
I know when I came here in 1961, I don't want anybody to know how old I am, but
you were just a boy.
58, yeah. The strip looked different. The big hotels were dwarfed by today's standards, and we're always reinventing Las Vegas.
Yeah.
You know, making it the primary destination, I think, for world travel and gaming and restaurants. I think we're the most. I don't know anywhere else in the world. I know they're coming along in Abu Dhabi or some of the places over there that have some great hotels and stuff, but I think we're still in the forefront of the...
And I don't think anybody can beat us on our convention space and how well we can do a convention here. Oh, yeah. So, because we have so many that come back year after year. Yeah, yeah. Because we do it so well.
Yeah, we were competing for, was it the Democratic or the Republican National Headquarters meeting?
Maybe both of them.
Maybe in both. Mm-hmm. Well, we got to get them here together.
See if they can come to a conclusion at that point.
Arguing all the time. Politics, right? Oh yeah, but Vegas is quite the place to live and work, and for people to retire. I know you deal a lot with people that come here to retire, and I know you have an excellent track record in real estate, and I'm particularly aware of your success and how committed you are to your helping your agents and your clients. So, we know that Las Vegas has so much to offer pretty much everybody, doesn't it?
It really does. I mean, your first-time home buyers, and I sit on the Nevada State Board for housing, and we have that money that came in from the Banking Settlement Act. So, we're in the process of buying up some HUD mortgages.
Oh, really?
So, to help local citizens, retain their homes. Yeah. So, it's good that, we're touching all parts.
Yeah, and the market seems to be pretty healthy now. We've got more listings. I think I was reading an article today, and I know you have some statistics as well, that the home prices are about, I think the resales are about 190 or 192, which is, I don't know, I can't remember the percentage, 12 or 17% from last year, but right now they're kind of pausing so buyers can get in right now before prices go back up again, if they are, and interest rates are low. So there's a pretty good selection of homes, and it seems to be a little healthier market because we're getting about 80% traditional sales. We don't have those banks that are stalling out the approval process, right. So people can get into a home before, maybe at the end when their kids are, in the break between the seasons, when school's out. If they start buying now, they could be looking around and be situated for the new school this autumn.
And the Realtor delegation goes back to Washington, D.C. next week, and we will be speaking with our representatives, Nevada representatives back there. And it's important that they know that we still need that mortgage Forgiveness Act.
Mortgage Debt Forgiveness Act. Yeah, people
here.
have been asking about that.
Right. And it's kind of slowed down the short sales, the ability of somebody to do a short sale, as opposed to getting foreclosed on, because it does hurt their credit. It hurts their ability to buy for a longer period of time, a foreclosure would, as opposed to a short sale. So a few different things. Mortgage interest deduction, Congress is looking at taking that away, and we're going to be speaking to them about that.
Yeah, that's been the sacred cow for many, many years, to get people from renting, because the tax benefits that you get when you buy a home are significant. And I think that's been the sacred cow, so to speak, to protect the real estate. And I know we have been vocal and active as long as I've been in the association for 30 plus years, that against taking away homeowners tax deductions. So
Right.
I don't think that's going to go too far, but we have to do the silver state shuffle on them, and nope.
Well, it's, you know, it's kind of like everybody in varying degrees is, you know, in a hurt for money, and they're looking for different ways to raise money.
Yeah.
And I know one of the, in our political affairs committee today, they were talking about California had initiated Prop 13 because so many taxes were putting elderly people who owned homes in the position to where they had to sell the home because they couldn't keep it anymore because they couldn't pay the taxes. So, you know, we have to look at, you know, the rippling effect and see how badly, you know, some of these initiatives and bills that come up for us to vote on, how they're going to affect our whole community and not just one segment of it.
Oh yeah, there's a lot going on in Las Vegas here. You know, we're looking at projects and legalization of marijuana, which perhaps that might infuse money into the school district. You'd think that that would be a good place to.
I don't.
Some of the revenues might be available there. You know.
Yeah, I don't know how much. You know, they're limiting the number of licenses that they're issuing, and Henderson is looking at it as well. The county, I think, has granted them maybe 5 licenses for the city of Henderson.
Yeah.
And it's a possibility, you know, we may go back and look at a lottery again, you know, as California did. You know, there's options out there other than, you know, to raise the taxes on the people who can probably least afford it.
Yeah, we don't want to break the back of the middle classes, and that's why when we see in the paper, like I was reading today with this Genting Group, it's a $4 billion initial phase and 3-phase project, going to create 8,500 jobs, they say. So, and then I mean, construction people going to work, and then maybe another 3,000 indirect jobs or ancillary jobs. So we need jobs. Vegas is getting jobs. Like you said, home builders are building new homes again. It's a really good sign. We've seen cranes on the Strip and projects coming before, and so I do agree with you that we have to be careful that we don't cripple this recovery.
Yeah, and you've got a whole segment. We have a very large segment of retirees, and they're definitely on a fixed income. Their cost of living increases haven't been nearly what a lot of the pricing and everything that's gone up. So we have to be cognizant because we're all heading in that direction. So we
I'm
don't.
Right there. I'm knocking on the door. You know, but yes, that's good news. That's really good news. Where do you see the Las Vegas market in, say, 5 years?
Well, I think we'll still go through a couple more years of stabilization. You know, we're still underpriced for a marketplace of our size. And I think you'll see a continuation maybe of rising prices on homes. Still a wonderful place to live. Cost of living here still is a lot less than what it is in California and a lot of other areas. And it's a favorable market for businesses to come into right now without any additional taxes that you put on them. So, you know, we have a lot of good things to offer people.
Yeah, and you're right. Like, people come here because there's no inheritance tax. Right now we have no corporate or business tax, so it's one of the least taxed states. And
right.
I tell you, there's something to say about our weather too, huh?
Yeah. You know, and there's a variety of things, and what people don't realize when they put in a brand new initiative that has never been instituted before, there's a lot of cost in setting it up. How are we going to collect it? How are we going to manage it? How are we going to do? So what's the cost of all of that compared to what you're going to collect? Whereas if you go, you know, something that's already in place and collecting revenue, to bump it, Henderson came in and talked to us today, and, you know, their property tax, they're looking at maybe taking it up 20 cents per thousand, but they'll still be the lowest property tax in the state of Nevada. So there are places, you know, that you can do it without being so destructive to, you know, the community.
Yeah, Henderson's enjoyed a pretty good reputation. If you Google trend it, Henderson is one of the most popular areas in the valley here and in Clark County. But a lot of good things to be said about Henderson.
Right.
You know.
And I mean, nobody wants to have their, their pool fees raised where the kids go to the community pools, or your library card fees raised, or anything like that. Everybody wants to keep everything low as we can, but everybody still wants police service and fire service and all the things that normal people rely upon from their cities. So there has to be a middle ground where we can still keep everybody happy and not gouge anybody out.
Yeah, for many years, these conversations have come up, and the effectiveness of the support services, fire department, police, and so on, and libraries and schools. And recently I heard good things about Henderson. Not only their taxes are lower, but they have one of the lowest crime rates anywhere. So they're very effective in keeping the city safe, which is nice. But you think the gaming too, and or the marijuana tax or something like that could help bring in money. I think the lottery, what you said, was a great option. So we probably need to investigate that more, and there's probably people doing feasibility studies on that as we speak.
And a lot of us, like a lot of the nonprofits and the churches, because Henderson was picking up day-old bread from some of the supermarkets and taking it to the shelters in Henderson. And so now they have come, the cost of that was one of those things that they were looking at, maybe cutting, but they approached a nonprofit, and the nonprofit stepped in and said, we'll be happy to do it. So there are other avenues out there that we still can have the things that we've been used to. Yeah,
and I think that's good that we explore those, and together we and educate our citizens, and that's one of the good things about our show. We get people on every week, and you've been in great company, and the people that are here to help homeowners, whether you're buying, selling, or just retiring in this community, or if you're bringing a business out here, you have a convention business. This is kind of the portal of the West, sort of, and I know there's been some discussions. I don't know if you've heard anything recently. It's been a while since I've heard about that Interstate 11 from Phoenix to, well, I guess it would go from the southern border of Mexico all the way to Canada. Is that right?
Yeah, and Representative Horsford was on the news not too long ago talking that we're the only two major cities in the country that don't have an interstate between Las Vegas and Phoenix.
Oh, is that right? Wow.
So, that they're going to start working on feasibility studies and everything to get that accomplished.
Yeah, that I guess would be a project that would employ people for, could be 10, 15 years. I mean, I don't know how long that would take, but that'd be a great source of jobs, and I think that would really bring a lot of commerce, trucking, and people could come out here and ship things here and there. So I think between two major population areas like Phoenix, well, I don't know, we're over 2 million now, right? So approximately, and I guess Phoenix is pretty comparable.
And I know I was in Mexico not too long ago, and Manzanillo is gearing up to take all the overflow that Long Beach can't handle in the incoming containers in the imports. Really? So they need to have an avenue to get those goods up to the United States. So it's very important for that, road to get built.
Oh yeah, that's excellent. We got about 5 minutes left, and I wanted to just talk a little bit about some of your experiences. Maybe you could share as past board of realtors what your duties were. I know you're set in committees and panels and in the paper a lot, and I guess you're in Wall Street Journal or some today. I know you're a voice for Las Vegas and an ambassador for us. How do you get any free time with all that going on?
It's kind of fun. I have 2 grown daughters and 2 almost grown grandsons. So all of them are now living outside of Nevada, unfortunately. So it keeps me busy. I enjoy it. The political part of it, I'm active as political contacts for Dina Titus and some of the Congress people that are here. So it truly is enjoyable, and it certainly helps to get our message out as realtors to whether it's the Wall Street Journal or Dana Gentry or whoever it is. We try to get the word out that we do care as realtors as to what happens in our city. And we are volunteers, and we do spend a lot of time in our community.
Yeah, and we're pretty much old school, even though you use all the new technology, and I do too, but we've been doing this so long that we used to come and bring the bagels or donuts and the coffee, and we'd sit down face to face, and there's still a personal touch so involved. And people, I think, are sometimes if you can balance the technology with the that old school caring and compassion, I think people need that. And local realtors like yourself have exemplified all the great qualities that we offer to our communities, advising them and looking out for their best interests. And I guess it's a joy, as long as you've been in the business now, to really help somebody get a great buy. And it's like helping them achieve their heart's delight, getting their first home and fulfilling that dream, right? So.
And it's kind of ironic because the more experienced agents in town, until the banks and the asset managers came in, they had forgotten about how to slow down a transaction. And boy, did they slow the transactions down. It was a new learning curve for the younger ones, because they, wanted to get everything went. But when you and I first started, it was 60 to 90 days at an average to close a sale.
Yeah.
And then it moved up to 30 days, and everybody wanted it faster than that. And I said the only thing faster than that was the old assume no quals that we used to do.
For the FHA.
That you could get closed in 5 days, for the most part.
Yeah, that was the simple times.
Yeah, and it's, you lose like we're having now, the communication and the face-to-face without being able to do that on the other side. I memean, I've seen realtors meet other realtors at functions, and they go, "Oh, is that you? I just only knew you by your voice. I never met you."
Oh, yeah.
And that's sad, because we're in a people business.
That's right.
And we should get out more and, communicate face to face.
Yeah, and I know that you're a great communicator and you're so busy with the agenda you have, but I know you take time. I know when we call you, you answer your phone, and I know you're a great realtor, and not just one of the best in Southern Nevada, but probably one of the best in the country overall, providing a service and educating and helping the industry, helping homeowners, helping our community, and giving back. So I'm really pleased to have you here today, and I'm hoping that you'll honor us with another visit. I know it's kind of a short notice, but I appreciate you coming in today and helping us out. And if our viewers want to contact you, and I can tell you, I know Kolleen, you call her, you're going to get good results. What's the best way? Email or
They can email me. They can contact me on my cell phone. I have two numbers. I have one that's a cell phone, one that's a text, but either one of them rings to me anyway. So I don't care.
Okay. What's the cell number? We're going to put it on the bottom of the screen here.
The best cell number is the 702-491-3228. And that one they can also text to if they want to send a text.
Okay. And by the way, before we close, you're with the Golden Real Estate
and Investments.
Okay. And so that they can reach you at the office too, and we'll put that information up there as well. I want to thank you again, Kolleen Kelly, for being our guest today.
Wonderful to be here.
Southern Nevada. It's good to have a friend on and that can help the community so much.
Glad to be here.
Thank you so much. God bless. See you next week, same time. God bless you. Thanks for sharing with us today.